video. It is 1:35 a.m. in Kingston, Jamaica, and it's so quiet. I intentionally stayed up late to do the videos because the kids are off from school. My kids know my baby girl is a big baby who doesn't want to grow up, but not my kids. The kids that live in my community, they're on holiday. And when they're on holiday, they're extremely loud and noisy. So it's hard for me to work during the day sometimes. Not every day. Sometimes it seems as though they're out of adrenaline. They're just quiet. And it makes you want to go check on them like, are you guys okay today? Anywho, let's get into this video because Kanye West and his wife, Bianca Censori, they have officially returned to the United States, or at least according to a video that I came across on social media. I'm going to include a video here or here for you guys. As you guys know, I always do. I'm eating mint. Okay? I should not talk with food in my mouth, but it's okay. No, Bianca was wearing a pair of very cheeky shorts, but she looked damn good. The boots were just beautiful. That pair of boots, give it in every color. Beautiful. And the video was her and her husband, Kanye West, walking through the airport, and that was them leaving Seoul, Korea. At first, I thought it was an old video, so I didn't talk about it. But our girl, shout out to you, Marnique. Thank you so much. Like, Marnique has been, Marnique is my social media daughter. She keeps updated with everything. She keeps me updated with everything through the hurricane that devastated Jamaica. Yes, through the hurricane that devastated Jamaica. In case you've missed that, check out Fox News. It's like an apocalypse here in the west and northwest end of the island. So many people have lost their homes. We've had over 58 deaths with over 12 people. I think it's either 12 or 14 missing. They found one of the bodies in Kingston. So the west and the northwest end of the islands are like St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, St. Anne's, the other half of the parish basically. And they found one body in Kingston. One body was washed up in Kingston, but the others, they're long gone at sea. Very, very catastrophic hurricane. And people have a lot of predictions about Jamaica getting an earthquake. And it has been making me nervous because the predictions are saying the earthquake is going to be extremely devastating. And our geologists have told us that the country is actually sinking, not sinking, God forbid, shrinking in size. So they're saying we should expect a magnitude 7 earthquake. I don't know how you expect a magnitude 7 earthquake. Like, I'm accustomed to the hurricanes, even though I don't like them, but I'm never stressed about them. But the earthquake with the earth just shaking and you have no control over it, it scares the living hell out of me, even with the minor ones. You guys know, I've been sharing with you guys that we've gotten some earthquakes here this year. I think we got one that was a magnitude 7 or 7 point something, but it wasn't for long. It was just for a few seconds. No damage, thank God. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here. But I believe that something is going on in the world, because when you look at the record number of flooding this year, it is at a record all-time high, and it's in every country, no exception from The Caribbean goes straight across, no exception. Every country has dealt with some amount of flooding this year. But back to Bianca Censori and Kanye West. They had an amazing show in Seoul, Korea. It was surrounding latex and Bianca being an artist. And the elements of the show was like latex, making beautiful art, in her kitchen and all of that. It was a very beautiful, well thought of show, well scripted, well directed. Everything turned out perfectly in my opinion. If there's any flaws, only Bianca will be able to identify those flaws, but I don't think you and I will be able to see them. But seems as though Ye is making his way back in LA. I think LA is such a really nice place to be at Christmas time. I don't know why, but I think it is, it's not the only nice place to be at Christmas time. I think there's some parts of England as well that's really nice to be at Christmas time. So it's really good to see Ye going back to LA, because at first when I heard that he was going to Korea, I said to myself, so this means that Ye is not going to see his kids for the holiday. That is what I was saying to myself, because we heard that he was hiding from JC. But no, hearing that, and seeing the clip of them being in the airport, coming back to the United States, I was like, good. At least he'll get to spend some time with the kids on Christmas. So I know that normally if no one else is not around him, Northwest is the one who's normally around him, even though we haven't seen any sign of North around him ever since he put out that betrayal list. I haven't seen it. But this is why I say when Kanye is not well, we cannot cheer him on, because when he's not well, he does do damage, even though the damages are not consciously done, because if he's not well, he's not conscious of doing them. And in his frame of mind at that time, it's nothing, until he wakes up to the reality that, oh, it's not nothing, it's something, it's a big deal as a matter of fact. So I don't know where the relationship is with Kanye West and Northwest. I don't know where the relationship is with Kanye West and Northwest at this time. I hope that they are on good terms. I can't see them having a disagreement for long, because, as we can see, North loves her father and loves him dearly. And Kim Kardashian has shared with us that North loves Kanye and Saint loves his father. She says that she's not sure about the other two, but she's sure for Saint and Northwest. And I can definitely see it as well. And remember that, as I've always said, those two kids, they were naturally conceived, and Kanye West was around them for the early parts of their childhood development. So, naturally they would have that bond and that connection with him. Saint and Chicago, not so much. So as such, with Saint and Chicago, it might be a bit different. However, we might see a switch of that. We might see a switcheroo of that relationship. We might see where Saint and North becomes, is enemy for a while. If they have a falling out, I can't see it being for long, knowing who Kim Kardashian is. Kim Kardashian is not going to support the kids not talking to their dad forever. But why I believe it can and has the potential to become a switcheroo is because when kids get older, they wise up and they see things differently, and they have their own thoughts, their own views, their opinions. And maybe when Saint and North gets older, they're going to love him so much that they are going to want to protect him, and they're going to want to ensure and insist that he gets the best treatment, the best care, and is in the best of health. And he may have a problem with that. He may push back on that, because we already have heard him saying he would rather die than to get treated for his condition. And that can potentially push Saint West and Northwest away. But while that may push North and Saint West away, Chicago and some may yearn to have a relationship with him, and as such, Chicago and some may turn out to be more lenient with him, more patient with him, and more understanding with him, because as they get older, they're going to realize that they have missed out on a significant portion of their life bonding with their dad, and they may realize just, how amazing he is, how much of a philosopher he is, because Ye is amazing. He's definitely a philosopher. We're not talking about the bad days. Remember the good days of his TED Talks and all the amazing interviews that he has done. So maybe the kids like Sam in Chicago may slowly wake up to realize that and may pull in more to him, may lean in more to him, and might be more forgiving and accepting of his decision and of his ways. And they might be so, in tune to that kind of vibe too, because even though Sam and Chicago seems to be the most quiet at times, and people say, oh, Sam and Chicago doesn't look like you, but they could be more Kanye than Northwest and Saint. You never know. It is possible. So do not be surprised if you see that happening in the future, because it does happen, and it happens more than how you know. It happens more than how it doesn't happen. But back to Ye and Bianca, it's good to see them holding on strong. They have officially, made it to their third wedding anniversary. Yes, it's the third year for them. We never knew they would have made it this far. Honestly, I did not. But kudos to them for sticking it through. 3 years is a lot for any celebrity, especially one that is as pragmatic and as Kanye West. Pragmatic, and I think you guys can read that I was gonna say as problematic as Kanye West, but it's true. But, kudos to Bianca and kudos to Kanye West. The show was amazing, and I can imagine it was a success as well. And they're back in LA. Can't wait to see what he does. Can't wait to see if he spends time with the kids. And I think he's going to do so. And I think the media is going to try to cover it. And if they are seen in public, the media is going to try to snap that moment and share with the world as they normally do. They don't normally seek their approval to snap those things. But it's good to see Kanye is looking good, being the best version of himself and all that jazz. But that's all I want to say about that for this video. Let me know what's your take. And while you're at it, do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.